Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the daily cards for the 7th of August 2017. How are you all doing? I've just got to apologise before I start. The weeklies will be up today. I just haven't had a chance to do them. It's been a bit of a strange week since Wednesday last week, so that was why there was no cards at the end of the week. I will go into it in a bit, but the weeklies will be up at some point today, okay? As soon as I finish this one, that's what I'm actually getting on with, okay? Before I do the reading as well, I just want to say there's been a lot coming through, and I want to say who is feeling the discomfort, who is feeling all comfortable and, and the fear and the trepidation that something is happening, okay? Are you feeling it? I am massively. It's like, whoa, what's going on? We do have this week, we have the lunar eclipse, there is the Lion's Gate opening. There is so much energetically going on this week, okay? But what it is bringing up, and this is what they're wanting me to get across, a lot of old wounds from the past are coming up, okay? And a lot of ghosts from the past are turning up as well. I don't know if any of you have experienced it. I have this weekend. It blew my mind. Somebody I haven't seen for a long time. Woof, just straight there. And it's been bizarre, the amount of stuff that I thought was processed, that I thought was dealt with, and it's coming to the surface as well. So if that is happening within your life, okay, don't worry, it's happening for you. We've got Mercury going retrograde as well. Mercury is going to start going retrograde, and this all takes us back to our past as well. But I really feel the reason that this is happening, and this is what they're telling me, is because we are different people now to what we were in the past. So it's allowing us to revisit it through different eyes. Often when we're stuck in something, we have rose-tinted eyes on, or we have blinkers, okay? But when we have sort of been cleansed, when we are clean from, that addiction of the past, or the addictions to people and situations, when we then look at them, do you know what I mean, how we are now, and with the knowledge that we've gained and the growth that we've had, we can actually process them different. So if things like that are coming up at the moment, it is so that you can actually process them once and for all and put them to bed. Because this month is all about tying up them loose ends. Them loose ends that have just been hanging now need tying up, putting in a box and being put away. Okay? Another thing with this month, and what I think a lot of you will find as well, is are you still on track? Because what they're saying is that a lot of us have diverted off track without even realising. So we have gone back into the comfortable. We have gone back into the, this is safe, and we don't want to be in safe, safe keeps us restricted. So it's about looking back at plans that you had, about where you were empowering yourself, where you were feeling who you were, and looking and saying, are you still on that right track? Is the goal on your horizon are you still heading towards what you really want? Or are you allowing yourself to be sort of pushed along and pushed in line sort of thing? They're saying to me there, fall in love, not in line, which is quite interesting considering the cards that we have today. So this is it. It's like looking, because all of this is about being your authentic true self, okay? About not being pushed, not being moulded, not being, not having to change yourself to fit in. This is about you being comfortable in yourself and actually able to move forward where you want to go. So I feel this week is a lot of looking at that, a lot of looking at where you are compromising yourself, I feel, because when we make a compromise, it is very often that we are compromising ourselves. And what happens eventually with that is we will eventually build resentment and we will eventually blow. Okay, so nip it in the bud straight away. If you are not living a life true to you and it's true to somebody else, then you need to break free from that, or you need to actually put them boundaries up and say, this is about me and this is where I'm going. So it's a little bit of a selfish time, I feel, but it's not selfish. Like, people may say that it's selfish, but it's not. You know, it's self-love. And at the end of the day, we have to love ourselves first, you know, because if we are firing on all cylinders and we are giving the love to us, we can then give it back to people that are around us and the people that need it. If we are neglecting ourselves, then we are neglecting our duties to others as well. You know, if we're not putting it into us, we cannot expect to give it out to other people, or we cannot expect other people to then give us the love, the respect and the self-nurture that we need if we're not showing them how it's done. Okay, so I really hope that that's making sense. And also they're saying there, look at times in the past when people have made you feel less than. Who has made you feel less than, you know, worthy? Who has made you feel unworthy in the past? You know, and break that spell that they have over you, because that is not true. You know, the words that they said to you, you know, especially if some of us have been in controlling relationships or anything like that, we still hear them words and we still say them to ourselves. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy, but that is sort of the belief that we've built up, you know. So you are not less than, you are more than, you know, you are worth everything, and you are worthy of love and self-love. You know, you are worthy to be happy, and your life is worthy to be lived in a massive way, you know, and in the best way where you are happy and you are thriving, you know. They're saying there that it's time to say enough, you know, and when it's enough, it's like, that's it, I'm done, no more. But you need to say, I am enough, you know, enough, because you are enough. You know, you are enough. You are perfectly you, the way that you are. And everybody has flaws. And this is showing us our flaws as well. But again, like I said last week, this is actually allowing us to embrace our flaws, okay, and accept them. Because if we're not accepting them, then we're giving other people permission to not accept them as well. So we have to accept every part of us, and that's even them deep dark corners, okay, because in them deep dark corners, you know, this is where we need to shine a light on them, and this is where sometimes we can get revelations, okay. So quite a heavy couple of weeks we've got coming up, you know. It is going to be worth it. It really, really is. But I want to sort of forewarned is forearmed, you know. So if you understand it, then you can actually go with it even more, you know. And it's uncomfortable, and it is, but try and find comfort in that. Try and be a witness, you know, to your actions, to your beliefs, to your thought patterns, and to your destructive ones as well as your empowering ones, you know, because your destructive ones can tell you a lot. There is a lot of lessons in where you use self-destruct, okay. So I hope that actually makes sense to you. Right, I want to just introduce you to somebody as well before I start the cards. Maisie, Wilma, come here. I have little guests at the moment, okay? So I just wanted them to say hello. So come on, say hello. Yeah, look, this is Wilma, who is an absolutely beautiful girl, and this is, that is Maisie. So I am, and little Hendrix is there somewhere. He's getting lost in like a cloud of dogs constantly. So yeah, I'm babysitting two dogs. They're absolutely beautiful, and all they do is want love. So I wanted to introduce them just in case they start walking past me and you see them. So it's been a very furry, love-filled weekend I've had with them. It's crazy. They all decided to have a pile on my bed the other morning and woke me up. It was really, really funny. So yeah, so if you see little bits of fur going, that's what it is. It's Maisie and Wilma who've come to stay for a while. God, I love dogs. I really, really do. They've been so funny. So right, anyway, I'm stopped waffling and I'm going to get on to the cards. So I'm using the Bonfire Tarot this week, okay? The Tarot Apocalypses, I love them, but they're heavy. And this week is going to be heavy anyway, okay? So I'm injecting a little bit light-hearted into it. And the Bonfire Tarot are amazing for that. So the card that we have here is the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful, beautiful card. This is about love. It's about a mind, body, soul connection, okay? When you actually feel like, when you meet that person that you feel like you fit, okay? It could be two people that don't fit in that then find each other, and then that makes everything great, okay? So this is what this card is talking about. And I do feel that there could be a relationship brewing, okay? Or I feel that with this, it's like, it could be a deepening of a relationship. But what I want to say with this, right, is normally within the Two of Cups, within the Two of Cups, it's about this lovely, lovely love where you've got butterflies in your tummy, where you're skipping along and where you're floating on air. And it still is in this, but it's got a little bit of a but with it, right? And I feel that there is a hesitancy with this. I feel there is something in you that is actually scared of this. This is what I was getting coming through with this. You know, and it's sort of, this could be something that's being hidden, because this seems quite enclosed, you know. So it might be something that you're feeling. You might have a secret crush on somebody, or you might be in love with somebody that you're not actually telling them about, okay? Or you maybe keep holding yourself back and keeping yourself from being fully you within any relationship that you are in. So this is what I'm feeling with this. So it's quite a different one. And like I say, if we have a look at this, the guy in that, he's holding on to the tree. So this is sort of like he's trying to support himself. He hasn't got his arms fully around this person, because he's sort of like, you know, he's not fully engrossed. So he's not allowing himself to do it. If we have a look at her hair is tangling around his neck. So this could be, in a way, you can't get free. You know, so there's quite a lot going on with this card today, which I don't usually see with the Two of Cups. So this, I feel, is looking at areas in your life within relationships where there is this not going fully into it. Okay, and if you are not going fully into a relationship, how the hell do you expect the other person to as well? So if you're not putting 100% in, then the other person won't be putting 100% in, and you can't complain about it, okay? Also, have a look at ways where you are sort of keeping somebody around you. You know, I don't, what's the right word for this? If we have a look, can you see her hair there? It's like she's sort of like lassoed him. So she's caught him, you know, and that's it. You can't get away. Now, with anything like that, within relationships, we need to be able to be free. We need to be able to be free to be ourselves. If you hold something too tightly, you know, as soon as you loosen your grip a second, it's going to be away. So have a look at, you know, if you've got to cling to something and keep something or someone like imprisoned. This can either be with restrictions, or it can be emotional restrictions, or, you know, we're all very good at emotional blackmail and stuff like that, you know, without even realizing it. So this is asking you to look at what you have or what you want. Is it completely free? Okay? Do you feel the need to control in this? Do you, you know, is there little things that you will do in order for somebody to stay? Because if you do, you don't want somebody who doesn't want to be there. So this is what you've got to look at, because you always know that are they there because X, Y, and Z? Or do they really want to be there? Because when somebody wants to be around you, that is a much better feeling, you know. So, hey, so this, this has been constant for the last 3 days. Wilma, so this is what you're needing to look at, okay? So, right, okay. So this is about relationships, and this is about, you know, having, sort of being allowed to be yourself, allowing the other person to be themselves, and opening up to it as well. Don't be scared of love. Love is what we all want, you know. And when we look at the past and times we've been hurt or whatever, then, you know, it can make us scared. But if you're scared and you keep yourself away, you are never fully sort of letting yourself into the amazing, wonderful feelings that love can actually bring. You know, love doesn't hurt. People say love hurts. It doesn't. The egoic traits that come with love are the things that hurt. The control, the jealousy, the resentment, you know, all of that. They are not love. Okay? So if love is causing you pain in some way, you need to question, is it real? Or is it just your projection of this? Okay? Because the next card is very interesting. And when you put these two together, it's like I say, it's very, very interesting. And this is about projections. And this is saying that you're being faced with a challenge at the moment. And this challenge is to look at what is real and what's not. And what are you projecting and what's not. There's a lot of people, you know, meet people via social media and internet and stuff like that now, you know, which is great because, you know, it's widening our horizons. But when we're talking to somebody or something like that, we develop a projection in our head of who this person is, you know. Or even if we meet people in person, what they can do is they can tell us who they are, but that really isn't who they are, because everybody feels the need to put this show on, you know, because they want to be liked, they want to be loved, they want to be accepted, so they wear this mask, and that isn't really who they are. And then we can meet them, and then 3 months down the line, it's like, you know, that mask slips, but so does ours. And it's like, hold on a second, this is not what I signed up for. There's a great reading I do that I am going to put it on my website, and it's a very intensive reading looking at relationships. I am going to put it on. It does take quite a lot of time, so it won't be, you know, it's not just going to be £10 or something, but it's very, very insightful. And what it does, it asks you to look at what you tell people on meeting them, what you tell a potential suitor when you meet them. Because a lot of times we project this, you know, and that is what the other person falls for. That is what attracts the other person. But really, that is our sort of outdoor skin, that is our outdoors persona, and it isn't really us, you know. So when the real us comes out, the other person's going, well, whoa, that isn't what I wanted. So then they either sort of go away, or then the sort of discord starts. But you cannot blame that other person for that, because this is what you've presented. You have presented them with your brand, and told them that this is what you're going to get if you pick me. So this is really, really interesting. I do like this card, you know, and it's saying, you know, can you truly be yourself around the person who is your partner, your potential partner, or are you a different person when you're with your friends? You know, because you should be able to be fully yourself, and that should be accepted. And if you're not, you really need to question why, you know. And this is it. Within love, within true love, you want that other person to be happy. And sometimes that means letting them go. If that is going to make them happy, that means letting them go. And that is unconditional love. Because true love doesn't come with conditions, you know. And true love doesn't come with projections. You know, we're always thinking like, you know, we're thinking ahead. What is going to happen? Is this the one? Whoa. And it's, whoa, slow down, bring it back. Bring it back in the now and actually enjoy the now, because that is what's needed, you know. We often get an idea in our head of who we want our perfect partner to be. So what we do is we try and mould somebody into that. But if they're trying to fit in because they want us, you know, or they want whatever. But if they're trying to be somebody that they're not, then that is going to get hard for them. And you are going to know that they're not being authentic. And it sort of, you know, it creates this horrible, crazy mess. And this is how a lot of relationships now are a mess. And I'm sorry to have to say that. There are some beautiful ones, but a lot of them are a mess. And I deal with that on a daily basis, you know. So this is coming from experience, not my own thoughts. And it's like, yeah, but they don't do this and they don't do that. And it's like, well, did they say they were going to do that? Well, no, but they should. And this is it. You don't expect a partner shouldn't do things like that. It should come naturally, and you should accept them for that. So this is about, like I say, projections are not real. You know, Osho talks about this, and what he says is, you know, a lot of times it's the idea we've constructed in our mind, and if reality doesn't fit into that, we feel like we've been shortchanged, but we haven't. You know, we bought something without actually looking at the label, or without looking at the care label. We didn't read the small print, okay, because we wanted that much, that is what I want that, you know. It's like sort of, you know, panic buying, isn't it? You know, I want that. I don't want anybody else to have it. You know, I want to own that. But in a relationship, you shouldn't own anybody, and you should look at the care instructions and see what you need to do to keep that looking good as well. So what what Osho says with this is, in a cinema hall, you look at the screen, you never look back. The projector is at the back. The film is not there really on the screen. It's just a projection of shadow and light. The film exists just at the back, but you don't look at that. The projector is there. Your mind is at the back of the whole thing, and the mind is the projector, but you always look at the other because the other is on the screen. When you are in love, the person seems beautiful, there's no comparison. When you hate, that same person seems the ugliest. And you never become aware of how this same person can become the ugliest, and the same person can be the most beautiful. So the only way to reach the truth is to learn how to mediate in your vision, how to drop the help of the mind. The agency of the mind is the problem, because mind can only create dreams. Through your excitement, your dream starts looking like reality. If you are too excited, then you get intoxicated. Then you are not in your senses. Then whatever you see is a projection, and there are as many worlds as there are minds, because every mind lives in its own world. And this is it. Somebody can meet somebody and straight away they're like, is this the one? You know, I get it. I get it all the time. You know, clients, right, I've met this boy. Is this the one? It's like, whoa, slow down. You know, you've only had a coffee. You know, you don't want a mortgage. You've just had a coffee, you know. Enjoy this for what it is. But everybody is projecting into the future. I've spoke about this week with friends, you know, and their ideas of relationships as well. And, you know, it's quite interesting. It's very, very interesting how we have something built up. And a lot of times it is from our past and our family of what a relationship should be, and we try to fit into that, but it doesn't work for us, because like I say all the time, we're not meant to fit in. You know, when you can find a weirdo who embraces your weirdness and you embrace theirs, then great. You know, that's I think a massive recipe for love. You know, embrace your inner weirdness and find your other weirdos. You know, that's what it is. You know, don't try and sell yourself as being this perfect prize, because none of us are perfect, you know, and often the most perfect things have imperfections. Okay, so really look at relationships. I think this week was really funny. I bumped into an ex, a very important ex in my life. I've never seen them for 9 years, and I bumped into them on Friday, and it was, you know, when it's one of them like, whoa, right, okay, was not expecting that. And it didn't go well at all. And it was like, wow. And I actually questioned, like, what was it I had seen there? Why did I allow that to break my heart? What was really going on? And I realized I was a very, very different person then, you know, but it was a real taking me back, and instantly I felt the insecurities that I used to feel within that, and it was like, wow, this is interesting, you know. So like I say, sometimes, you know, it's not even somebody that I would even have a coffee with now. It's just very bizarre how somebody can be that important and then they're not, you know, when you sort of see the light or when you grow and move on. So this is it, you know, these projections. It made me even question, was that ever real? You know, it's really, really bizarre. So like I say, there's a lot of stuff coming up, but this is just to tie up loose ends. Okay? And then the Colette Baron Reid card that we have is never ending story. And look at it. That woman looks in despair, right? She's sick of her life. It's like there's a clock there and it's like the time's ticking out. You know, the time's running out. Am I going to be forever single, or am I going to be forever unhappy and in unrequited love or whatever, you know? And it's no, you're not. You know, the second you realise that being like alone or being single doesn't mean that you're going to be lonely, then that's great. You enjoy it. I just said to my friend this morning, you know, I went out on Friday night and I didn't get back in until like 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, can you imagine if I had a partner? That would have caused all sorts of ructions, you know. I came in, I went back to bed, you know, I lay about in my jammies all day, you know, and I enjoyed that, and I can do that. You know, I can do that but I mean, can you imagine in a relationship? That wouldn't be cool. Wouldn't be cool for me to do that then, you know, that would be taking the piss a bit. But I can do it. So that isn't about being lonely. That's about, you know what? I've got nobody to answer to, and I actually pretty much enjoy my life. I'm very, like, I always say I'm very low maintenance, which I am, because it's like, yeah, do what you want. You know, I don't care. I don't put restrictions up. But I also find that my way of life and my living is very hard for other people to actually fit into, you know, because everybody's like, you know, this structure, and I'm massively organised in my chaos, but, you know, I don't have routine because routine restricts me, you know. So it's you know, it's quite interesting. We had a right laugh with it this morning, me and my friend, about that, and I didn't realise these cards were coming in. So it's like I say, this is it, you know. Don't think if you haven't got this perfect love that you know, you are missing out, because what you probably are doing, you are probably freer than other people, because when you are in a relationship, you do need to think about that other person, and there does need to be that respect there as well. And this, what gets me is there's so many people, and they say, oh, have you got a boyfriend yet? Are you single? My friend was nearly in tears the other day because she'd had this much pressure off people. Why are you single? And I was, did you not say? Because you enjoy it. This person travels around the world all the time. They're like, the drop of a hat, they're off, and they're, you know, and they're living an amazing life, yet they still feel the pressure to be settled down and stuff like that, you know, because of society. So, like I say, look at this, you know, the time is not running out. The perfect person will turn up at the perfect time, if you allow it. If you are not in the perfect relationship, then leave it, you know, rather than thinking it may get perfect. You know, it may get perfect, because it won't. If something's broken, it's broken. Stop trying to fix something that's broken, you know. Go out and get something new, or go out and be by yourself and amuse yourself. You know, find out who you are. So this is what this card's talking about. And it's like, you know, it's telling us that a lot of times we get validation by having this and by being in a relationship, or we feel that we have not succeeded if we haven't done that, you know. And I feel it's the opposite. Because, like I say, there's a lot of people I read for who aren't happy, you know, with what they've got. And, you know, life is about happiness. And I'm not dismissing all relationships. I'm not. I think they're beautiful. You know, they're absolutely beautiful. And when you see people that make it work, it's fantastic, you know. But when it's true, that's it. When it's true. Two of my oldest friends, they met when we were 13 at school, and they're still together now, and, you know, and they are perfect. It's not just a perfect for the outside world, you know, and they're still exactly the same people as what they were, you know. So that is, like I say, you know, I do believe, I'm a great believer, but I believe in the truth, and I believe in being who you are in a relationship as well, rather than hiding that, you know, because what's the point? What's the point in always living an act, you know, always having to act out? So this card is saying about, as well, looking at your past, looking at your past, what your beliefs about love are and beliefs about relationships, you know, and look at your story, you know, the times you've been hurt, the times, you know, the things that you've grown to learn about love, you know, and they're not real. You know, you can't, a lot of times people go into relationships now and they blame the person that they're meeting for something somebody done 10, 20 years ago. And you can't do that. Everybody deserves to be starting off with a clean sheet. And we all have wounds. And this is what this week or these next few weeks is about. It's about us looking at these wounds and healing them once and for all, allowing somebody else to heal them for us as well, and opening up and letting love into us. You know, real love, not the idea of love. You can change your story at any time. You can be a victim or a victor. So rather than saying, oh yeah, I got my heart broken and I was a right mess, go, yeah, I had a broken heart, but you know what? I've moved on, and isn't that great? So you can just simply change, you know, your story. And are you going to be the hero? Or are you going to be the downtrodden one, you know, that their life just stops? You know, there's the Mrs. Havisham, isn't it? She got jilted at the altar and then put her life on hold and never had happiness. Or are you going to be the one that got kicked down, you know, but got back up bigger and stronger? So this is it. It's up to you to change your story, you know, and it's up to you to write your own love story, to love you, to make the ending the way you want it to be. We all love a chick flick, don't we? You know, especially when we're hungover or whatever. We love a happy ending. So why do you make yours a sad one? You know, none of us are at the end yet. So we have the power to change this. So this is what this is saying. Change your story and change your life. That's what they're saying. You know, that's beautiful. And don't look in despair. Look, she has a mirror there. And it's like, look in that mirror, look at yourself, you know, and admire yourself. And think that you are the most beautiful person that you are. Because you are the most beautiful person you can be. That's it, you are. You know, so relish in that. And then once you do that, other people will see that. There is nothing more attractive than a smile or somebody who actually knows themselves. That is the biggest attraction. You know, I think I've asked a lot of people what they find attractive, you know, and that's it. Somebody who's rocking their own self. It doesn't matter what size they are, what shape they are, anything like that. If somebody is authentic, you know, and they know it and they know they've got it going on, you know, without flaunting it, because a lot of times this selfie culture and stuff like that, it's very different. People all look at them, they think they're amazing. No, really they don't. That's why they are needing the validation. So somebody who doesn't need that, you know, this is what this is saying. Somebody who just rocks being them, you know, and that is what is attractive. So this is saying you are having a chance to change your story, to change your path, to change your future, you know. And like I say, this is looking at, you know, are you on the right path for you? Okay, so quite heavy cards there, even though they're the bonfire, but I hope that that's made some sense there. Right, I'm going to pull, whoa. I'm going to pull, hello. Oh, all right, okay, there's my candlesticks over. This is freaking right, okay, now the other one's coming. This is being, you know, I am loved massively. Look at the love I'm getting. Right, I'm going to pull this spirit card. My life. Right, okay, spirit card for the 7th of August, 2017. Right, okay, this is remembrance, quite interesting. And it says, remember the light within your heart is the same as the rays of the sun and the glow of the moon. We've got the Lone Air Cliffs, haven't we? The same energy that moves the ocean tides also stirs inside your heart. What is it that your heart truly desires? What have you not said to someone that you would like to say? Find and express your truth. So that's quite interesting with this, because like I say, expect the ghosts of the past to come up in the next couple of weeks, you know. This could be exes, coming back, there could be reunions, renewals, you know. There's a lot of the past that is coming back, and maybe this is a chance, you know. If we live with regrets, there's a lot of people who live with regrets of something they didn't say and something they didn't do, and you know, this could be a chance for you actually to rectify that, you know, and say them words. If you have something to say it, you know, because you will probably always regret not doing it, you know. So very, very interesting. There was a great video I watched yesterday. It was a video on social media, and it was about somebody bumping into their ex, and how they had this sort of very strained conversation, and then how they went away and both of them had a different idea, you know, of that. But one was like, oh yeah, they were just being friendly, and the other one was like, God, I really miss her, you know. And that's it, and it's the communication. This is what we need to do without projecting. We need to communicate, and that is what any sort of relationship, romantic, friendship, anything, you know, communication is key rather than projections. Okay, so I hope that message has been helpful to some of you. Please let me know if it was, and if anybody would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. The link is below. Like I say, I do think I will put these readings on where it does look at what you really should need, what you really want from a relationship. It looks into the subconscious, how you present yourself and everything like that, you know. So it's quite an interesting one, and I think I will start to offer that as well, because it is usually insightful. So yeah, if anybody wants a reading, then I'd love to speak to you. It's going to be a very testing time. Please don't struggle with that, okay? Like, allow the discomfort. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not. These next couple of weeks, it's sort of like, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a white knuckle ride, I feel. But it's like I say, it's all to move you on. So, you know, I am there if you do need clarity, okay? So have an absolutely fabulous, fabulous day, and the weeklies will be up at some point today as well, okay? Satnam.